Hot off the press is the Lane Community College Torch returning to print after a nearly 6-year hiatus.
The Torch's student news team says the move isn't just about ensuring no student goes uninformed, but also about building community. Back in 1964, when the Torch took off on Lane Community College's campus, print copies were news standard. Fast forward a few decades, and the digital news takeover struck the Torch's newsroom with its last copy printed in June of 2019, right before the paper went digital. The pandemic scrapped intentions to return to print soon.
The Torch was really just forgotten for so many years, and so bringing it back is a slow but steady revival.
The first print happened February of this year. Camilla Mortensen, advisor for the Torch and editor of Eugene Weekly, says just as Eugene Weekly customers were loud and clear that digital wasn't the only way they want their news, the same was heard among LCC students.
And Weekly went out of print for about 6 weeks last year. And while we were out of print, that was what people wanted back, was they wanted their print newspaper back. So when we restarted the Torch, I brought up with the students, do you want to look into going back into print? Do you want to start small with a zine? And no, they wanted to go back into print with a full newspaper. And when we told people we were bringing the Torch back, the response we got all across campus is, when will you print again?
An 8-page, 2,000 copies debut run will grow with time, students say. To the Torch's staff, bringing the paper back to print meant reigniting a sense of community on campus, as well as giving students the much requested news they could hold in their hands.
Our first print edition, there is a big crossword on the back, and somebody put that up in the coffee shop downstairs, and people were working on it as like a communal crossword. People were gathering around it. It was starting to become something that people were bonding over. It bring a collaborative spirit, bring community spirit back to the college.
Tabor says print gives a sense of permanence.
Having print just allows people to connect with it differently. Being able to write on it if they want and just absorb it differently also just shows the craftsmanship of each person who put their time and effort into it. Things can be changed online in the blink of an eye, but you can't change what's printed.
I know with bigger colleges and bigger programs, it's pretty out there, and the national media is covering it, but with smaller schools and community colleges, it's important for the students to let people know what's going on and let their community see what's really happening. And it's pretty easy to get things up online these days. Having your work in print makes it feel more official.
The Torch is the students' conduit to exercising the right to freedom of the press.
By telling the truth, we can hold our elected officials accountable, hold those in power accountable to do the jobs that they have been tasked with and to do them with honesty and integrity.
While the paper is monthly for now, they hope to return to the paper's previous weekly printing standard.